You're listening to After Bedtime with Patty and Matty. On this episode, Patty and Matty will be discussing hot button topics. And they will also have some celebrity guests. And now, here's Patty and Matty.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Patty, and unfortunately, Matty can't be here because he's the reason nobody's heard from Kim Jong-un in a while. And we still have our sound guy, Anthony.
Hey, what's up? Nice to be here.
And replacing Matty today, we have Michael from accounting.
Hey guys, glad to be here. All right, let's jump right into it. So basically, we've got a lot of questions from fans asking, where have we been the last 6 months? What have we been doing?
We've actually been building a ski resort in the Bahamas.
That's right. We've actually been illegally harvesting, don't tell no one, ice from the ice caps and using illegal immigrant labor to get it all the way across the ocean to the Bahamas. So this let me tell you about this little entrepreneur thing we're going here. Because there's no snow legally in the Bahamas, we're making a killing. It's the only it's the only ski resort on a tropical island in the world, making it truly one of a kind, which means we can charge a whopping $46,000 per day, not counting other fees, for our ski resort.
It ain't honest, but it's a living.
That's a good point.
And if any zoos are wondering where their polar bears have gone, that was us.
Yeah, we had to provide catering for our illegal immigrants.
Okay, now let's get into the hot button topics. We have some guests here today.
Well, first, before we introduce our guest, let me just address the elephant in the room. People want us to talk about COVID. It sucks, and there's no toilet paper. Moving on.
Now let's address the actual elephant in the room over there. His name is Bart.
Hey, Bart.
It's Bartholomew, actually.
It's a talking elephant, apparently. All right. So we have a couple guests with us today to discuss this first topic. So there's a big debate going on about 5G. You know, where is it from? What is it doing here? Is it good? Is it bad? Well, to discuss all of that, we have Collin and Peter. Because of some HIPAA law or whatever, we're not allowed to give you their last names, but rest assured they are experts in their fields. Gentlemen, welcome.
Hello, glad to be here.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So let's jump right into it.
So Colin, what do you think causes 5G?
Okay, so as you all know, the Amazon rainforest was burning, as everyone says, at a massive rate. Well, in the remnants of the wildfire, we found 5G. Okay, there's no other explanation for it. I mean, it's a scientific miracle, but unfortunately my friend here disagrees with me.
Well, not disagrees, I just know the truth, you don't. The truth is, it has to be from the aliens. I mean, when they came down a couple of seasons ago, whatever, they brought 5G with them. They used 5G to power all of their craft and communications network. It all runs on 5G. But when they brought it down, it infected the world. So, I mean, there's really no other explanation.
Well, I'm sorry, but I do differ. I do differ because on 5G we have found not remnants. My bad. We have found markings of Tesla, so we are convinced that it is a human invention, but no sure leads yet. But thank you.
But you do know, Elon Musk is an alien. So, I mean, it does kind of come from them.
And you're just a conspiracy theorist.
Okay, so I have a question for both of you. You said that you found 5G in the burning Amazon. You have no explanation for where it came from other than it has human markings on it. Do you think it's something that has come from the fire? Do you think Tesla's responsible for these fires? Or do you think that it's something that simply evolved out of nowhere? How do you, as a man of science, categorize 5G?
Well, you see, Michael, climate change is a very big issue here. And in fact, I just want to say a word about this. We have recently noticed that Antarctica and our polar ice caps are disappearing at a faster rate than normal.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
No. So for some reason, I mean, this just disappearing out of nowhere. We have found remnants of electrical saws, but we have no idea where they come from or why. I mean, for some reason, the ice is melting at very angular shapes, and we're finding traces of lower temperatures in the Bahamas. No idea how that's related, but
Give me the mic, you lousy liberal. You cannot worry about the world at this state because we know the aliens have us covered. Ever since ancient civilization, they've had us under their wing. I mean, who cares if the Amazon's burning? I'm sure it's for some very good reason.
And why are you wearing a tinfoil hat?
Because security.
Exactly. You do not trust these aliens, my friends. I mean, there's no other explanation other than you are unsure. Have you ever contacted these aliens?
I talked to one once on Facebook Live.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut you off right there. I'm gonna ask you about each of you about the benefits of 5G, if there are any, and are there any side effects of 5G?
There are more Democrats, and yeah.
Well, I can't, off the top of my head, come up with some answers, but I know if the aliens use it, it's for the better, for us. I mean, no one knows why the pyramids were really made, but the aliens did, and they made them, so, I mean, you just gotta live with it.
So, first of all, that's a historical fact about the pyramids. I'm glad you are a man of knowledge. Also, Mr. Collin, a question for you. To absolutely clarify, because we want to be absolutely certain on this show, you said that there's more Democrats because of 5G. Do you see that as a pro or a con? Be careful, it is 2020. We do not want to offend anyone. This is not a safe space.
Personally, I think it's good for the economy. More Democrats, more spending because they've got big budgets. So, I honestly see it as a positive. I mean, I am a businessman as well as a scientist, and I'm seeing this as a very profitable outcome.
Well, I ain't much of a Democrat, but I've always been real liberal when it comes to giving myself desserts and things and pay raises and all sorts of stuff. So, that's not bad.
I can tell.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the next question here. So we've discussed, the different effects of 5G or whatnot. Do you believe that 5G is for the betterment of society, or do you see it ultimately coming back to bite society in the long run?
Last time society got 5G, which this is not the first time humanity has acquired 5G. Last time, humanity went through a period called the Dark Ages, and that led to less progression of science and stuff. Now, things are different nowadays. Science is progressing at a rapid rate. It wasn't then, so I'm not even comfortable giving an educated guess as to whether this could lead to a second Dark Age, but I'm interested to see how it turns out.
I have a cousin who's a cryptozoologist. He might be able to answer this better than I could, but I do know it has to be for the betterment of our society and of our world, nation, whatever. It has to be better because, I mean, like I said, if the aliens use it, we must be better. I mean, they're always looking out for us.
So, do you think 5G has something to do with COVID?
Well, I think it had very opportune timing considering that everyone is now staying inside and, just using the internet. So, is there a connection there? I don't know, but, maybe.
Not at all. The aliens would never release some horrible thing on humanity like that. I know they're working very hard right now to eliminate the COVID right now, but we should never be rude to them or, disrespectful, as we just blame it on them.
Okay, well, I was not blaming COVID. Assuming you think that 5G came from aliens, assuming that it did, I was just insinuating that it was good timing considering we are not, all inside and using the internet. I was not blaming COVID on your alien friends.
Okay, so we have one final question for you guys. Is 5G a communist?
Well, I mean, it does take service and distribute it amongst all users, so yes.
Sure.
All right, well, thank you both for your time. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys maybe in the future. All right, have a good one.
Thank you.
In these uncertain times can be a little uncertain. When times are uncertain, it isn't always certain what time it is. So, you should take a vacation to the snow resort in the Bahamas. And thank you to the healthcare professionals. It's a good look to say that, apparently. So take a vacation. Call 1-800-VACATION in the Bahamas with snow.
Okay, we have another special guest here. You've seen him on TV. You all know who he is, Dr. Fauci.
Hey, no, it's time for the presidential debate, Jack. It's me, it's Mr. Joe Biden. It's not Willie Nelson or anything.
Who's this? Oh, Mr. Biden. Pleasure to meet you.
You must be the man I'm supposed to be debating here at this debate, yeah.
Excuse me for one moment, folks. For those of you who are not watching our live stream, probably because it doesn't exist, Joe Biden has just walked into the room and he's claiming it's the presidential debate. Mr. Biden, should you be in a mental hospital, and why are you here?
Now listen here, Jack. You can't just insult this presidential candidate like that. Back in my day, we used to respect people, and then when you respected all the people, you'd get your reward. But you ain't gonna get no sody pop, Jack.
Right.
Okay, so we have a question for Dr. Fauci.
So we're just gonna move right on from the fact that Joe Biden's here. Sounds good. Okay.
I mean, if this means I can run for president, I mean, I'm willing to do that.
All right. Well, let's start interviewing Dr. Fauci because that was our plan, and I guess Mr. Biden.
Yeah. So, what's up, Dr. Fauci?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Has your voice always sounded like that, or does it happen when you reach a certain age?
I had a touch of pneumonia the other day. It wasn't COVID, though, so no one can die from anything but COVID, and I'm okay. So, thank you.
So tell me, I've seen on TV a lot of uncertain, things, and COVID can be very confusing. So tell me, Dr. Fauci, should you drink bleach, or should it be better if you fed it to your neighbor's cat? Which one would produce better results?
See, now back in my day, we didn't use this bleach as a disinfectant. We used it to pour it into pools, and we would swim. And it was you turn your hair and you'd go swimming.
Okay. Can someone get security and remove Mr. Biden?
Actually, no, it's a pleasure to be with such a prestigious man here. So what was the question again? I was not paying attention. I have pneumonia.
I don't know. There was something about bleach, but anyway, moving on. It probably wasn't important.
Is it nap time now? I mean, I normally have mine around 4, but I mean, if it's now, it's okay, I guess.
Oh, Mr. Biden.
Hey. Hey,
You fell asleep, sir.
now that's no way to treat your elder. Now, did your mama really raise you like that to disturb the people like that? I don't think so, Jack.
Okay, so we're gonna take a more relaxed approach with this interview. So, Mr. Fauci, what's the best way to not get caught committing a crime?
I'm glad you're talking about this because this has a lot to do with policies, and some people say that policy means doing nothing. However, what is called nothing has often taken centuries to achieve, namely, a reliable framework of laws within which economic activity can flourish. And without even such vast riches and natural resources that may go unused, people often remain much poorer than they need to be.
You see now, Jack, the problem with that is if you're a criminal, you've been convinced of doing a crime, and that means you're a bad person, and you need to go away, and you need to go with the other bad people, and the bad people that do all sorts of bad stuff, like stealing shoe polish from your drugstore, and you use that shoe polish to paint rocks and you throw the shoe polish rocks in the lake and it makes your hair stand straight.
You see, the appeal of categorical phrases like clean water that you were just talking about may be politically potent when water is already 99.99% pure, as when it was it's not dangerously polluted, but depending on whatever your particular impurity is, minute traces may or may not pose a significant danger. But there are controversies raging over the presence of impurities in waters that is already 99.99999999999%.
Listen here, you lying snoot face. You talk about impurities, but you don't see all the impurities of everything else that's going on, and
Your mama's an impurity.
now, Jack, you better get out of here with that Doolittle trying to talk. You're not supposed
I
to.
am a doctor, so I could be Dr. Doolittle. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that before.
Okay, just to recap, so in order to, I want to make sure I understood this correctly, to get away with stealing shoe polish, you need to get a degree in economics and drink a lot of pure water. Is that correct?
Preferably Kool-Aid, but yes.
Y'all kids these days with your fancy cool whatever the darn these fellas are saying over here. It's not a thing. You can't say something like that.
Okay, this is a little bit strange. This is the weirdest interview I've ever been in.
You'd be surprised, Sonny. You would be surprised.
So Dr. Fauci, do you have any wise words for our viewers?
Prosperous countries attract investments from other countries, and it's a bad idea to take those investments because now we're in debt.
Yeah, we know a thing or two about investments, don't we, Patty? Wink, wink.
We also know a thing or two about debt.
Yeah, Gerald, how is our debt coming, by the way?
You'd probably rather I do not tell you on air or off air or ever.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think it would be rude if we close this interview without allowing Mr. Biden to say a few words about whatever he chooses. He said many words, but I don't think he's chose to say any of them. So, Mr. Biden, we may regret this, but the floor is yours.
You see, now you're talking about words over here. Words can mean a lot. And you get words like flabbergasted and doohickey, and they can mean different things to different folks, and the folk will mean different things when they say them, and the different folks will go off and do different things, and your folks they'll eat their ice cream and say different words about what it is, and we need to fix America.
All right, if that doesn't sum up worthy presidential candidate, Mr. Joe Biden, Mr. Sleepy Joe, I don't know what does.
So
Listen here, you sly boot student.
okay, that's all. So
Snapper is you over there.
so thank you, Dr. Fauci, and it was kind of random, but Joe Biden, thank you for showing up. And that's all the time we have today. So tune in next time to Patty and Maddie.
All right, so be sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and check out our ski resort. So, goodbye.